it rolling?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. All right, guys, here with Nick Tanner up at Cherry Street Brewing Cooperative. One of my favorite breweries in the area.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Nick's got a good, really strong background in brewing. He started out, he went to Colorado State, right? And I think I've done a little written article about that. You kind of, what did you like room with somebody that in the New Belgium like family? Yeah, right.
So I got more lucky in my life, and I lived with the son of New Belgium.
Yeah.
So the actual son, and so living with the son really just emphasized the whole passion behind brewing beer.
Sure.
New Belgium really taught me that brewing beer is cultural. It's very social, cultural. It's very responsible, and it's very social. There's so much that goes into it, and that's what
you guys have always been really cool to me. I come in here, y'all kind of let me come in the brewery, talk to Johnny and all the guys in the brewery, which is very cool. So always been real friendly to you, which I appreciate. But yeah, you guys have y'all right on the cusp of having some big plans, expanding a little bit. You know, you can kind of tell this is very, well, you can't tell how narrow it is down this way, but compared to even some of the startup breweries, you guys started really small. How big is the system?
So right now we're on a 10-barrel brewing system, but we started out on a 3.5 barrel system. So for 3 years we were brewing 3.5 barrel batches, roughly 100-gallon batches of beer at a time. Just under a year ago, last January, we finally upgraded to our 10-barrel system, the system that you see behind me here. Yeah. And this system has allowed us to do so much more. We've grown this year. We've grown in our styles this year, and so this 10-barrel system is really what let us.
Well, one of the cool things I think is like it allowed you guys kind of roll through some styles. They have how many taps?
We have 28 different beers on tap right now in our tap room.
From this brewery, like you go to their tap room, which is just like almost unheard of. I guess that's kind of like being a brew pub that allows you that you can do that kind of thing. Like you're not distributing a whole lot, so you can kind of just take care of what's in house. And even on a smaller system like this, they can put out a lot of different types of stuff. So
it allows us to interact directly with our consumer. It allows us to listen to our consumer. It allows us to get direct feedback. The brewery system in Georgia right now is generally difficult for a manufacturing brewery to hear that direct feedback from their customers. And this setting allows us to directly relate with our customers.
I noticed like on the flight sheet, you could like go, hey, what do you want us to do in there? You put the email, you know, which a lot of people put, hey, what's your email? We want to blast you with a whole lot of what we're doing. But you guys actually ask, hey, what are you guys, what are y'all looking for that would work with, you know, you see what we're doing, what would kind of be a cool thing that you would like to see? Which is
awesome. That's a great point. Thanks for bringing that up. You're the one drinking it.
Right.
I mean, I'm enjoying it too, but sure. You're the one drinking it. And it's not just we brew beer for us and we brew beers we like, but we brew a lot of different styles. But I like to get customer involvement. I like to engage the customers and to allow the customers to think about something more than just drinking. I love bringing that aspect in.
You're bringing like more minds into it. Like you don't have to take all of those suggestions.
But there have been some good ones.
Right,
exactly. We
exactly.
have come off of them. I do have some plans for some beers recommended from customers. So you'll see it soon.
That's awesome. You guys also have a really cool, like for a 10-barrel system, you guys have had a barrel program done really like, and you guys get like, notice like one of the things, I haven't had it yet, I'm drinking his Felice Nave Quad right now, another way, sample of that. And part of my other sampler thing was from the Jefferson, it's not just the Jefferson, but it's the 10-year ocean. Like you guys get a little bit more specialized. You're not just getting,
Exactly.
some big brewery. You're getting like something, and then you guys can kind of pair what you're putting in there with what that flavor profile might.
Absolutely. And thanks for bringing that up. We have the opportunity for our size. We work with a local barrel supplier that can supply some very high-end barrels.
Yeah, cool.
Not just your run of your average mill bourbon barrels. We're talking Knob Creek single select barrels.
Right.
Jefferson Ocean 1792 single. Last year or earlier this year, I received a Whistle Pig single barrel. The liquor that came out of the Whistle Pig barrel was 124 proof. We have a bottle of it on tap or in the tap room if you want to try some of it. But we made a smoked Belgian quad and infused smoked cherries into it and called it Hog Call. We literally designed the beer around that barrel.
Right.
And that's something I'm proudest of this year, is being able to take a barrel and design a beer around a barrel versus making a beer that you take the barrel and add to it. We added the beer to the barrel.
Right.
And I really like that whole story.
Yeah, that's cool. And that is like this brewery is a little away from the city. It might be a little harder to get to, but guys, it's like really worth some of the cool stuff they do up here. And you got the different. They're constantly changing that 28 taps. Like you're never going to come up here and you're never going to see like, oh, they got the same thing on as I had last time. They are able with the new laws to do a little bit of direct bottle sales. You get a lot of cool stuff like that. So, beer nerds like us, the guys that would be a part of this page, this is a place you want to come visit often, and you get to try something different every time. And you never know what, like I came in here today, I didn't know there was going to be the Jefferson 10-year, that's just kind of crazy stuff you get to try. So,
well, that specific beer came off of our 12-12-12 anniversary. We were literally approved on December 12th, 2012. So we make a fun beer to celebrate that. 12 different malts, 12 different hops. It's 12%, ages for 12 months, and it's generally on a barley wine or an old ale style. So this past a year ago, we found this Jefferson Ocean barrel and aged a barrel of it. And man, wow, what a unique, fun beer that was. And so just really to play off of what the direction that you're heading is, we're about to expand.
Yeah.
We're about to expand. We're about to open up some more seats as our business becomes more known around Atlanta and what we're doing. We're starting to find ourselves pretty cramped in our tiny little tap room now.
Right.
So,
which is cool because, and also I don't know if like this is kind of for people who don't know about the place. There's a restaurant that the Tanner family owns. It's right next door. They have awesome food. So like you don't have to feel like you can take a break and go get some really good food. Put a little something in your stomach either before or during when you're drinking, which is very good for these kind of beers. Kind of have that little break, drink a little water, have some food, and then hey, you head back in there. But
well,
yeah,
that's
it's really cool.
Tanner's. The restaurant's called Rick Tanner's, and this is actually our 30th year that my dad has had restaurants in Atlanta under the name Tanner's. So if you remember from back in the day, Tanner's Chicken. It's the same old Tanner's Chicken that used to be all over Atlanta in the 90s. So yeah, absolutely. We got a full menu next door. In the restaurant, we have 14 of our beers. And in the tap room behind me, we have 28 of our beers. So we have a wide selection right here. 2 weeks ago, it was our anniversary, our 4-year anniversary. The week of our 4-year anniversary, we tapped 16 different new beers that whole week. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, we tapped 4 or 5 different beers each day.
And put out some new bottles.
And we're getting into bottling now. Yeah. So the expansion that's about to happen on the other side of our tap room, it's going to be a godsend for us. It's going to give my guys finally some breathing room and let them stretch out a little bit.
Sure.
We're busting the wall down next to the tap room. We're going further. It's going to allow us to expand, first of all, our barrel aging capacity. Right now I have 36 barrels sitting in our facility. I'm going to be able to get up to about 80. I got space for 80 whiskey wine barrels, that type. It's also going to allow us to expand our seating for the tap room. So if you've ever come up on a Friday or Saturday and it's been hard to get through here, well, we're working on that. We're trying to fix that. Thank you very much. And most importantly, we're able to move the barrels that are aging in the front of the brewery into the other space, which gives us more room for tanks in the front of the brewery. The tanks that we're going to be bringing in is going to allow us to do a little bit more distribution. However, that distribution, we're able to start bottling now. And bottles are really what we're looking forward to, Brad.
Sure.
I can't even tell you. Oh my God, it's been a whole year since we knew we were going to expand, but it didn't happen soon enough. Bottles have been on my plan, and we are so excited to start bottling beer. Yeah. And I'll tell you, the most amazing thing for us, on Christmas Day, on Untapped, on Christmas Day, we had over 30 check-ins of our bottled beer.
Yeah, man.
And that to me is truly humbling.
Yeah. Well, you know, you guys, I don't know if you know, I'm kind of working at Tower on Piedmont. Now we got your stuff in that triple blanc. Boom, it was just gone. Red Rum, gone. We got another case in. We're almost through with it now.
Awesome.
So, yeah, so it's doing really well. People are very interested in what you're doing. But coming up here, you're still going to get that stuff that, you know, he's going to be able to distribute a little bit of stuff. He's not, you know, you're not going to get just some random IPA. If he's going to put it out in a bottle, it's going to be something really cool, something awesome, and it's not crazy. It's not one of these $30 bottle things, but it's still that kind of rare, interesting thing that you're looking for. So
something that we're really proud of is the fact that we released 5 different varieties across Greater Atlanta. Some distributors got different bottles compared for our amount. But we released 5 different beers in the past 3 weeks. We sent out almost 300 cases of 5 different types of barrel-aged beer. But a couple different people said something to me last week, and it really has stuck with me, and I'm really proud of it. They're not just a bourbon barrel-aged stout.
Right.
Every single one of them is something truly unique and different. And one person straight up said, "Your stouts are phenomenal, and we were hoping that they were going to be your stouts, but when it wasn't your stouts and saw the selection you sent out, that's what was amazing."
Right. It's interesting and something for, like, a lot of times you have to go to the brewery for those kind of thing, and that's really all you're putting into distribution.
Well, to be honest with you, we were hoping our expansion was going to go through a lot sooner.
Sure.
And we started building up our barrel-aged stock to be able to anticipate the expansion, to be able to anticipate the bottles. Well, every batch of beer ages differently. All 5 of these barrel-aged batches were ready at the same time. So for us, we spent a little extra work over the past couple months pushing through 20 whiskey barrels worth, like 20 actual barrels, aging barrels. We had 20 different barrels worth of beer that we pushed through to be able to put out. It was nearly 4,000 bottles, 500 milliliter bottles, about 4,000 bottles that equated to almost 300 cases that went into the market, and let alone the bottles that we kept here for our sales and stuff. But wow, so no, it wasn't our plan to have 5 different batches of beer ready at the same time. It's just the way that nature works out with tequila barrels and rum barrels and wine barrels and scotch barrels. They all just age on their own. And so,
like, if you're a home brewer or a beer nerd, it's kind of cool. You come into the tap room and like the information they put on the barrels, they'll like put when they put it in and OG, and like they put like a little bit of technical information that like Joe Schmo that drinks Blue Moon, or you know, whatever it may be. Even if you drink, like, you're a big craft beer drinker, you know, maybe you're not going to understand that, but the people who really appreciate that kind of information, it's right there for you to see on the barrel. So it's cool.
It is cool, but it's not for you. It's for me. But,
But
I've never,
it's cool.
I've never heard it that way, you know. But about a year ago, somebody did point out something one time. They go, "Hey, I noticed in the back of your hallway there, you had a barrel aging with this in it. Like, when's that going to be ready?"
Right.
And that kind of caught me off guard because I'm like, "Wait, you know about that beer? I mean, that's my barrel." But he was like, "No, I read it. I was sitting in the hall and I read it." I'm like, "That's cool. That's cool." And then he thought about it, and it was something that stuck with him, and he was excited about it. So
he was ready to roll.
Some unintended positive consequences.
Sure,
that's a good thing. So we're not shy on sharing our secrets. So,
right.
You know, it's.
Hey, if you can do it as well as he can, knock yourself out. I doubt it, but we'll see. But I guess the last thing, you guys just one of the things that you guys just came out was Red Rum bottles, and I thought that was really cool. Like you were kind of telling me how the process was to take one of your base beers and put it in rum barrels, but then it didn't quite turn out the way you wanted. But so then you didn't just put it out, and you said, "Hey, we want this to be better and different, and we can do some other things." So talk a little about that.
So there comes a point when you're making beer that it's either great or it's not great, and if it's not great, you get rid of it. And that's what we do. You'll never try a beer from us that we didn't approve as great. So when it came to the rum barrels, we aged our Dylan's Double, which is one of our top selling beers in the tap room. Yep, Dylan. That's my old German short-haired pointer, as a matter of fact. And one of our top selling beers, classic Belgian Double, brewed with Belgian candy syrup. We actually put some raisins in there too to enhance that dark fruit character. And we took it, put it right into some rum barrels. After 4 months, tasted the beer. The beer tasted phenomenal, but it lacked the body. It just needed more body. It just needed more depth and just more mouthfeel. So we said, "Hey, this beer is excellent. What can we do with it? Let's brew a bigger, stronger version of this double." So we took that recipe, made it a little bit stronger. We allowed it to stop fermenting at a little bit higher gravity, which allowed more body to go back into the beer. So we took 2 rum barrels worth of this double that had been aging for 4 months. Took that out, put that beer into 3 different red wine barrels, and then topped each of those red wine barrels off with this quad that was stronger, that had the bigger body to it, to balance out the lighter body from the double. So another 4 months later, it comes a time where, oh my gosh, this beer is getting to be, it's ready.
Yeah.
It was something where we tasted it at 2 months and tasted it at 3 months, and it just wasn't there. But at 4 months, we said we got to get it out of these barrels.
Sure.
So it was one of those where we were just trying to take a good beer and make it better, and we did. We're very, very proud of it. I'll tell you, we really.
You're pretty much getting 2 beers in one, and 2 or maybe even more kinds of barrels in one.
So just earlier today, somebody asked me, "Hey, of all the barrel-aged beers that you released, what's your favorite?" And I said, "Favorite's a relative term. It's more about which one's I'm most proud of."
Sure.
And they're all my favorite. Sure. However, the Red Rum.
Children.
Absolutely. But the Red Rum was the one that, to me, it meant the most. It had the most going on. But the beer itself, I think, it's in the beer. The proof is in the pudding.
And it's out there, guys.
You can get the Red Rum.
It's not like crazy, $20 kind of crazy stuff. So
no, this should be about $11.99 or $12.99, something in that price range. So
let's check that
excellent.
out. Now you know the story behind it. You can kind of know how much work went into it, how much care went into it. They didn't just say, "Oh well, it tastes good. That'll work." He said, "Oh, I want a little more body. We're going to work on this stuff a little more."
And maybe what a lot of people don't realize is barrel aging beer is blending. You're really blending different barrels and blending different beers together to achieve the end result. And I hate to say that we took a beer that just wasn't cutting it and whatever, tried to do something with it. No, we
had
knew
the flavor, but you wanted.
We
something.
knew that we could make something out of that, and to take that flavor, to add some more to it, put in that red wine barrel. We knew red wine barrel, that tannin, that dryness. We knew that was going to kick it up, and oh my gosh, I am so happy with the way that it came out. We released 5 different beers. We released a Scotch barrel aged Scotch ale. We released a Chardonnay barrel aged triple and blanc. We released a Belgian red ale aged in tequila barrels called Riff Raff. We also released another one called Golden Gremlin, which is a collaboration with Glenn from Gremlin Growlers down the south side of the city. We got these tequila barrels that aged port previously. We brewed a Belgian Golden Strong, a rye-based Belgian Golden Strong, nice and spicy. And then aged in the tequila barrels. When it came out, we infused blackberries and dry hopped it further. So we had a lot of fun with this round.
Yeah.
And for our first bottles, literally our first bottles that we've ever sold in the market were 5 different really unique and fun barrel-aged beers.
Absolutely.
We're really proud of that. So we're really looking forward to what we're going to be able to come out with here in the late winter and the springtime. But we're really just waiting on this expansion right now. Once we get this expansion, the biggest thing that the expansion is going to do is it's going to allow us to brew more barrel-aged beer. It's going to allow us to expand the seats for the tap room, but it's going to allow us to really get into bottling, start to do more bottling for distribution.
Sure.
So where we're at is we're working on this plan right now. Just a heads up, here's the plan. Working on the plan, so we're going to start doing more one-off bottles. We're going to be taking our coconut porter, and
my favorite soggy coconut is the jam.
And we're going to kick it up a notch. We're going to take it from 6% to 8% and start doing some one-offs with it. You're going to start to see some coconut porter one-offs in the market. We're going to start, we got this new IPA we've been working on. Once we establish the base, which we're almost there, we're going to start to do these one-off IPAs out into the market.
Yeah.
And let alone all the other barrel-aged beer that we've got coming down the pipeline.
Sure.
So here, Cherry Street, we're 4 years old, but man, I feel like next year,
just beginning, man.
next year's
just
just
beginning, man, yeah.
I'm looking forward to it. 2017 is it's so exciting.
Cheers, brother.
Well, thank you so much for coming up today.
Yeah, man.
Really appreciate it.
All right, guys. You guys enjoy some beer. Look for some Cherry Street out at your store. Ask for it at your store.
It may be behind the counter.
Yeah, that's right. You gotta ask.
Like up
But you
here
guys
in
know
Cumming,
that.
they have
I
it
know
behind the
who's-
counter.
I know who's watching this. You know you gotta ask for it. So watch their, I'm sure whatever they put on Facebook or whatever, it'll be on Locals Only. I'll copy it and paste it over there. So when you see something from them, know it's going to be like kind of a one-off thing, cool thing. You may not be able to get it every year type deal, but hey, that's why craft. You don't get a craft coffee table and there's a
100
million
of
of them, right? Yeah, it's a different thing. So that's kind of what I feel like this group is about. So Nick's gonna hook you up. So pay attention and cheers, guys.
Cheers.